Hey everybody, welcome back to another Go Battle League video. The Retro Cup is finally here, and I'm going to be showcasing my first battles with this team of Altaria, Alolan Marowak, and Machamp. And some good news, I am back in the comfort of my own home. I am all moved in from college, and I'm ready to start making some more videos again. So, very excited to be back, and very excited to be making this video today, showcasing my first battles in the Remix Cup. So Altaria lead against Diggersby. This is such a good matchup. He switches in a safe swap Galvantula, and Alolan Marowak is such a good answer. Being a fire type, it absolutely walls those bug types. So Galvantula is going to throw this neutral discharge, and I'm just going to build up a bunch of energy. I actually throw after 3, and he sneaks in a 3rd Volt Switch. So not the best, but you know, it's alright. And at this point, I think I probably could have just Bone Clubbed. There's not much of a need to throw the Shadow Bone, but either way, I wouldn't have been able to get to 3 Bone Clubs. So I guess it's okay. But the second Bone Club is not going to get shielded. Galvantula is not looking for switch advantage, and he's just going to give up that matchup. A very quick game and a quick win. So that was actually my first match with this team. Getting into game 2, Altaria against Frostlass does not want to see Frostlass. So Machamp's going to switch in. He's going to come in with Altaria, and I'm going to throw this Rock Slide right away. It'll be nice if he doesn't shield it. Yeah, and he doesn't, and that does about 60% damage. But it's still going to be very tough for me to win switch advantage because his Altaria is loaded with energy. So straight away, I'm going to shield and throw a cross chop and threaten a shield from the Altaria and hope that maybe I can get a switch advantage. So this cross chop does get shielded, and I'm just going to go straight ahead for another one as the Altaria tries to farm down, which he will not be able to before I get another move. So this Altaria is going to end up double shielding and take the shield deficit to secure switch. But at this point, I can safely come in with Alolan Marowak and be up 1 shield for whatever's in the back. This is a Lantern with Spark, so this is going to be a close match. I'm going to go straight Shadow Bone, hoping for the defense drop, but I don't get it on the first move, so this is not looking amazing. But at this point, I have to try and stall out my switch clock to get back into Altaria and have that up against the Lantern. So I'm going to throw the second Shadow Bone. It takes like around 5 charge moves to get the switch clock all the way back up to 0. So this is the 4th move cumulatively between the two of us. I'm going to shield a Thunderbolt. I let the first one go because I know that he's probably going to bait with Hydro Pump or with Thunderbolt instead of going straight Hydro Pump. So at this point, I have energy on my Altaria. I get to the Sky Attack, and this is going to get the Frostlass very low. But he's going to be able to get to a move, yeah, with 1 HP, but I have to bank that he didn't double up. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. I have to bank that he didn't double up, and I have a Bone Club. I can get this through and safely win this match. But this match would have been a lot different if Frostlass had 2 Avalanches, because Frostlass does win CMP against Alolan Marowak. So right off the bat, a quick 2-0 start to this to the Retro Cup. Looking very nice. This team worked wonders for me, and I would recommend you use it if you're looking for a team. Not too expensive if you do have the Altaria. So, matchup against a Shadow Hypno. I'm going to throw after the 4th Confusion because that is the amount of confusions it takes for it to get to his first move. So I try to force a CMP tie. He's going to throw 2 more Confusions, so at this point he's at 6. So he could be at a Shadow Ball, but I shield this at the last second, and it is an Ice Punch, so very good shield by me. And at this point, I'm going to let him throw 1 more Confusion and catch the Ice Punch on Alolan Marowak, get some resisted damage in there, secure some health on my Altaria, but he comes in with Politoed. So this is not amazing, but Shadow Bones will be doing a ton of resisted or a bunch of neutral damage, so this is not the worst thing. And if I get the defense drop, that would also be great. So this Shadow Bone's going to come through, do about 40% to Politoed, and at this point I'm just going to let the Marowak go. There's really no point in shielding and matching shields because going to the 0 shield doesn't really matter, but at this point I'm going to build up. He could be at 2 Weather Balls or a Blizzard, so I feel like either way 2 Weather Balls would KO, so I'm just going to shield whatever comes first because that's the highest likelihood of it being a Blizzard. So he comes in with Hypno, and I'm going to throw the Sky Attack right away. He lets it go, and that means Machamp can roam free. He does still have a shield, but I should be in a good spot because I have a lot of loaded energy on Altaria, and Altaria does have quite a bit of health in the back. So this Rock Slide's going to go through. He's going to shield it, which is the win con for me. I try to get as much counter damage in as possible, but at this point, it's not going to be enough to get Altaria very low. So I'm going to say screw it and just go straight for this Dazzling Gleam. I get to it before like 2 more Dragon Breaths can KO, and I'm going to take this match with the Gleam Beam. So a very nice win from me. I had to overcome a bit of a negative. I mean, Ice Punch Hypno is not the best lead, but I do pull a very nice win there. So next matchup, up against a Politoed. If it has Blizzard, that's not great, but if it has Earthquake, that's going to be amazing. Either way, if he builds up to 9 Mud Shots, I'm just going to shield the Blizzard. So he shields the Sky Attack, so it increases my likelihood of shielding right back at him. I shield, he does bait with Weather Ball, and he's going to build up 4 more Mud Shots. I don't bother trying to catch, but I am going to shield a second time. A lot of Politoads in this Remix Cup are going to be running... Sorry, no, this is Retro. The Retro and Remix being back-to-back is so confusing to me. But a lot of Politoads are running Blizzard in the Retro Cup. But regardless, I shield up the Blizzard, and he comes with Galvantula. Lunges the first time, and yeah, he learns his lesson, discharges, but I am at 2 Bone Clubs regardless. So if he doesn't shield, that's fine. I can throw another one. Oh, no, actually... Oh, yeah, so it doesn't KO. I let a Volt Switch get through and then farm it down just so Politoed cannot get... It would probably be 2 or 3 more Mud Shots in. Bone Club doesn't KO, but at this point I can come with Altaria. He has Medicham, so I think he still has a shield also, maybe? Yeah, so he's going to shield up the Sky Attack. Nice play by him. But at this point, I'm going to count 6 counters, and I'm going to catch the Ice Punch on Machamp. Another really nice play to keep the advantage in this game. Even though Machamp doesn't have a great matchup against Medicham, catching that Ice Beam was critical. So at this point, I can come in with 2 Cross Chops, get the Medicham very low, and come in with Altaria and farm down, and that is what I'm going to do. So actually, I think if this Medicham tries to farm me all the way down, I'm going to be able to counter him down beforehand. So yeah, he has to throw an Ice Punch here, and I read that he doesn't have enough energy to get to another Ice Punch. So at this point, I can Dragon Breath down, and this Politoed is going to come back in with 0 energy, and I'm not even going to worry about throwing the Sky Attack with 1 HP, because Dragon Breathing down would be enough. So at the end of that set, I'm back up to 2489 VR, or MMR, and I will show my MMR at the end of the next set also. So leading a Altaria into a Lickitung with 1413 CP, so not quite maxed out XL, but it is quite bulky nonetheless. Altaria wins this matchup just by sheer bulk, and the fact that Body Slam doesn't do as much as, or Lick doesn't do as much as Dragon Breath and Body Slam is a bit better of a move than Sky Attack, but Sky Attack is still so oppressive. But he comes into Frostlass, and this just welcomes in my Alolan Marowak, and I'm going to bait right away. If he lets it go, I can just build up 1 more Fire Spin to another Bone Club, which is what he's going to do. So at this point, another Bone Club would KO, which is fine. You know, if I would have not baited, it would have taken 2 less Fire Spins for me to get it all the way down, but if he would have shielded, it would have been a lot better for him. So I just go for the Bone Club and throw the second one. So he comes in with Dunsparce. This game was very spicy. This team, double normal. My opponent really misplayed it because having Lickitung and Dunsparce, you really don't want to switch your Lickitung out into a Frostlass, which would be his harsh counter to Altaria on his team. So I would have, if I were him, I would have just let the Lickitung go down, give me switch, and try to get a shield, and then just come in with Frostlass and farm all the way down. But I win that matchup. Machamp sweeps in the back, and this game is up against a Lantern. So this is quite neutral. Sky Attack is resisted because of the electric typing of Lantern, but either way, I do have a second move of Dazzling Gleam, so I'm just going to go straight for it, and if he doesn't shield, I will be probably coming very close to taking it out, and if he does shield, it's not a big deal. So It is 7 sparks to get to a Thunderbolt, so he's just at his second one. He didn't farm up any additional energy. So at this point, I'm looking very good to get to a Sky Attack and potentially get this Lantern, or Lantern all the way down. But I think he did lag a bit there, so I farmed up a little bit of extra energy. I wasn't trying to wait because I didn't know if he was getting his moves through or not, because sometimes there's a visual bug where they won't be throwing, but they will have like a lag spike and then they get like a bunch of moves through at once. So I'm not bothering with it. I'm sorry that he was lagging, but you know, it's there's nothing I could have done about it, because if I would have stopped tapping and he would have gotten the moves through, I would have been screwed. So he comes in Medicham, and Alolan Marowak is such a good answer to actually a lot of what is in the meta. Alolan Marowak has a really good check up against Abomasnow, up against Medicham, up against a lot of the ice and grass types like Frostlass. So that's why I'm running Alolan Marowak. It's been doing really good for me today and picking up a lot of nice wins. So Altaria into Hypno. This is a normal Hypno, not Shadow. So at this point, I'm going to throw right after 4 Confusions, but he actually sneaks one through. So I could have probably counted my Dragon Breath a little bit better, but either way, it's not horrible. So he throws at 6. This time, I'm going to bank that he doesn't have Ice Punch, because on PV Poke, a lot of the recommended movesets are either Thunder Punch, Shadow Ball, or Fire Punch, Shadow Ball. So I'm banking that he's running Shadow Ball, and he did throw it there, so I win switch advantage with the 2 shields being up. He comes right away into Frostlass. So again, Alolan Marowak, such a great counter to it. And I will shield up the first move. Avalanche and Shadow Ball are very close in energy, so there's not a huge point in baiting, but he ends up throwing the Shadow Ball, and I shield it. So I'm going to bait with my own Bone Club, and he does shield. So at this point, I'm free to just straight Shadow Bone all the way. And then if he shields this and goes down 2 shields, I can just farm down. So yeah, he knows not to shield, because either way I'd be winning this match. So yeah, I'm going to shield the second move, probably another Shadow Ball. And at this point, I have an Alolan Marowak and a Machamp for whatever's in the back, and it ends up being an Abomasnow. So yeah, this matchup is over. My opponent was double weak to Alolan Marowak in the back. So yeah, I'm going to throw the Shadow Bone and just come in with Machamp, farm all the way down, and take up a very nice win. So fighting an expert trainer who dropped a bit. I'm around veteran rank right now, so yeah, leading Talonflame. He comes in Medicham, and it might be a safe swap for a lot of teams, but Alolan Marowak absolutely goes to town. So this match, I'm going to shield the first move. Most every Medicham is running Psychic, so I'm just going to bank that he was going to throw the Psychic right off the bat and not bait, and he does Psychic, so he lets the Shadow Bone also go. So I have 3 Pokemon to his 2, but he is up a shield. So I get to the Shadow Bone on the Talonflame pretty soon after he comes in. At this point, he has farmed up 3 Incinerates on my Alolan Marowak, so he's at the Brave Bird. I'm just going to let it go. Alolan Marowak has served his purpose. Yeah, he comes into Dugong. Machamp is such a hard answer for it, and he is not having any of it. He surrenders the matchup. So yeah, a lot of my opponents had been surrendering their matches at this point. I played 10 games, and I think I had like 4 people leave. So picking up a lead against a Lapras, very, very bad. Shadow Lapras absolutely destroys Altaria, so I come safe swap into Alolan Marowak, because Machamp is my hard counter to the Lapras. So he stays in, actually, which is very good for me. I can go straight Shadow Bone, and I shield up the first Surf, and Shadow Bone again, and he's going to go down 2 shields to 1. I let this Surf go, because if I shield the next move, I can get to the Shadow Bone. I can actually probably take switch advantage here, since this Lapras is Shadow. But what he does here is he comes into Shadow Hitmonchan, and I try to build up to the Shadow Bone, but it doesn't work out, and a lot of energy and health gets wasted on my Alolan Marowak. But I shield the Ice Punch from Hitmonchan. I actually can get to a Sky Attack, so this isn't all bad. Yeah, so he comes back in Lapras. I come straight into Machamp, and he's going to throw a move. This could be a Surf, also could be an Ice Beam. It ends up being an Ice Beam, and that does so much damage. I didn't realize that Ice Beam from Shadow Lapras did that much damage, but he has a Psychic type in the back, and it ends up being Hypno. So this is really bad for me. I have to get to a move, probably a Sky Attack, but he's 3 confusions away. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he gets to the move just before Altaria gets to his, but if it's not an Ice Punch, I can live. It ends up being an Ice Punch. So that was my one loss of the day. I ended up going 8-1 with this team, had a lot of success, and got back up to veteran rank. So I've noticed that I haven't showed my profile. So this is my profile. I've Buddy Gyarados, and I'm a level 37 trainer. So I'm not even level 40 to get XLs. I started playing in July of 2016, and 11 million total XP. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be bringing a lot more Retro Cup content to you guys, so be on the lookout for that, and see you in the next video.